We want to thank our outstanding sponsor, Touring and Cruises Travel. It's the same team as Touring Plans Travel, but with a new name. Their travel advisors will take care of your Disney or other travel destination needs. Make sure you tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Epcot today. Doug,
Yes.
some tips for all of our listeners.
Yeah, low-key tips. Not the big picture thing. The little tips that make your day
Not
just
that
that
you
much better.
should go to Epcot or that Epcot is Doug's favorite park, but some low-key tips.
It was my favorite park way back.
Oh, it was. Yeah, when
When
you
I
were
was a kid. When I was a kid, it was my favorite park. Granted, there was only two. So
That's a good point. 50-50.
yeah, 50-50.
So now that Animal Kingdom is Doug's favorite park.
No.
Okay.
Hollywood Studios. But moving on. Hey, in April, I'm going to attempt to run 10 miles in the Springtime Surprise. You know what, Derek? I started running this week.
You did. You've been texting me through this. I feel like I'm running with you, but I'm not running.
Yeah, so it's a lot of run walk at this point. I got till April. I'm way out of shape. I'm in a shape, not shape. So long road ahead of me. Come join me. April 6th, I think, is the race. We'll be down there a few days before it. Have some meetups, all that fun. Not late night drinking though, as there's a race to run.
Yeah.
Sorry, Derek. Well, you could.
I will take care of that
right?
part of it for you.
Yeah, come join us, book through Touring and Cruises, and get some extra special perks that we do not know what they are yet.
We will. This is the earliest we've ever had an idea of when we're going to travel together, so I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Another thing, we want to thank our Patreons. We have a Patreon joining us on this week's episode, but we want to give a shout out to a new Patreon, Annie Han. Thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community. We have a really good after show this week going into some cast member stuff. So hint, if you want to get that and more, go into the show notes and, join the Patreons and get those awesome bonus episodes.
Yes, all the after shows, bonus audios, Zoom calls, things like that. Another
I need
great
to book
way.
a Zoom call, Doug.
You
That
need to
reminds
get
me.
that
Thank
set
you.
up there.
Yes.
It's your month, sir.
It is
It's
my
your
month. If you want to
Yes.
join me and talk Star Cruiser and all the things, I will get that in the Patreon comments.
Yes, we alternate months on the Zoom. So anyway, another great way to support the show, other than sharing the show with your friends and family, is to leave a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we will read it on air eventually. This week's reviews. All right. Top Disney Podcast, 5 stars by Shazards.
Yes. Nailed it.
Yep. All right. I have been listening to Derek and Doug for a few years now. I appreciate their knowledge and advice when it comes to Disney travel, along with the humor they bring to each episode, easily in my top 3 for Disney podcasts. Now I'm going to not sleep tonight wondering what the other two are, Derek.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you got to let me know.
Top
All
3,
right.
yes.
So
Please message us.
Shazards, please let us know. All right, next one. Great podcast by DaGuy22. I got that one. By far my favorite Disney podcast. Listening
Not
to Doug
top 3,
and Derek.
favorite.
Yes, favorite. Well, he's the guy. All right. Listening to Doug and Derek bring you on a journey to the Disney parks, even when you're thousands of miles away. So there you go. There's our reviews for today. 5 stars. We'll read them on air.
We did get a low star review last week, so if you want to read that and then overcome it with a 5-star, please go and do that right now.
Yes.
Because,
yes.
some people just don't like us, we found out.
Well, I hate Disney, evidently. Clearly, they haven't really listened to the nuance.
Yes.
I love Disney.
I don't know enough. I'm the sidekick.
You don't know anything.
Yes, I don't know anything about Disney.
Hilarious.
And Doug hates Disney.
Yes.
That's what we learned
and
about
I don't
ourselves.
like the food either. This is a whole show.
Whip.
Maybe in a couple weeks
I love it.
Counterpoint to this.
Anyway,
weeks we'll do a
help
counterpoint.
us offset this review. Go read it, enjoy a quick chuckle, and then leave a 5-star review to get the numbers back up. But thank you everyone who has left a review, and thank you to all of our Patreons. We have to get to the show because we're talking about Epcot. and
Yes.
all things Epcot. This week we are welcoming a cast member. We don't have a lot of cast members on the show, but this week we have a very special one to help us expose some low-key tips. We all know that the big tips like rope drop, beat the crowds, and free ice water, but those big tips are important, but some low-key tips might make your day more enjoyable. So today we welcome Alyssa to help us share those tips for Epcot. Thank you for being a Patreon, and thank you so much for joining us, Alyssa.
Hi, guys.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you go ahead and share a little bit of your Disney story with the rope droppers?
Yeah, so I was a little bit of a Disney kid growing up, just a little bit. My grandparents are DVC members, so I was fortunate to go quite a few times, stay at different resorts that now I wish I could go back to them as an adult. I'm like, dang, I got to do that all when I was a kid, and now I'm missing out now that I'm a little bit older. But stopped going in high school, didn't go for a few years, but then flash forward to August of 2022, I went on vacation to Disney World and I got engaged in front of Cinderella's castle. So
Woo!
that kind of reignited my love for the parks again. My fiance is from a Disney family. He was a serious Disney kid. I was kind of a Disney kid. He was a serious Disney kid. So after that, we went 3 times in 7 months, wasted a ton of money because annual passes were not available. The day annual passes came out, my fiance flew to Orlando, Florida to get us passes from Animal Kingdom because that park opened the earliest, because we were worried when the Disneyland passes came back, they sold out same day. So now we know we would have been fine, but we were really worried. We got them. Shortly after that, I graduated college and I said, I'm going to do the Disney College program and we're going to move to our favorite place. And that's what we're doing now.
Awesome. It's
Wow,
quite the
there is so
story.
much in that. That is a lot to
There's,
unpack.
there's a lot of things we could delve into, but alas, we do not have time, as we need to get to our low-key Epcot tips. Now, we picked Epcot because you are a cast member in Epcot, so we thought makes sense after all. So,
Definitely biased toward Epcot, I will admit.
A little bias. How about we share with what you do at Epcot and where people can find you?
Yeah, so I am a merchandise cast member. I work over in Creations, which is the big shop in World Celebration right at the entrance of the park. One of the biggest Disney stores on property. I'm in there pretty much every day. So you come in there, ask me any questions about any of your Disney merchandise. I am there to help you with all of your merchandise needs. I love to buy Disney merchandise, so I know a lot about Disney merchandise.
all right, there you go.
Yep.
Do you remember that trip where I was searching for the one pair of ears, Derek, for Michelle?
I do remember that. Yes.
We went to every shop. I asked
Every single shop.
We finally got it in Animal Kingdom or some just
It's good to find stuff in because it is the slowest.
yeah.
They'll hold on to stuff for a little bit longer than the other parks, so you can find some things there that you don't have luck with everywhere else.
That's right. All right. Well, back to Epcot and low key tips. So this isn't the big tips that's like the things you have to do. These are little ones that's like, oh, that's not a bad idea. Can low key make your day better. We're going to go around the horn, each share a tip. Maybe we ask questions about it. Maybe we just all agree and nod our heads. I don't know. But we're going to start with Alyssa, then move to Derek, and then myself. Low key tip number 1. Alyssa, it's you.
Low key tip is going to be over in the American Adventure Pavilion. So there is a little back alley American Adventure Pavilion, right where the restrooms are. If you go into that area or you hang out in that area, when Disney is training new cast members to be new characters, they bring those characters out in that area. So you can oftentimes spot some pretty rare characters in that area. Especially when they're getting ready for the Halloween parties and the Christmas parties. I've run into Jack and Sally there, which you never see Jack and Sally in the parks unless you pay to go to one of those parties. So that was pretty cool. I've seen people see Jiminy Cricket there before, Scrooge McDuck. So it's just a cool place. Hang around there if you have some extra time. You're just trying to relax and you might catch a rare character. You never know.
That's an awesome one.
I got to cross that off my list. Yeah, that is a
Yeah,
great one.
that is one of the really good low key tips that's not publicized much. And so when you're looking, it's like say you're standing in front of the American Pavilion, you're facing the building. This is to the left of the pavilion, kind of goes past The restaurant back towards the older bathrooms, well, they've been remodeled, but there's also bathrooms on the other side. So I just wanted to clarify which bathrooms.
I just love how many unique and different characters that you don't normally see are in that area
Yeah,
training. And so that's always a great one to get like that. Oh my gosh, I need to get that character right now.
Yeah, it's super cool experience that not everyone gets to have on their vacation. So pretty lucky if you catch someone over there.
that
In
is
fact,
a great
I
one.
have a honeymoon picture with old school Mickey Mouse with my wife and I that is hanging up
Hmm.
on our wall from that area.
I think we use that on your anniversary every year.
I think we do, probably.
I
That makes
think we do.
sense.
Yeah.
Happy,
All
yeah.
right, Derek, what's your first low key tip?
Shoes. It is a lot of walking around Epcot. Every time I look at the app from when a Walt Disney World trip and I see a spike, that is always my Epcot day. You don't realize how much walking you're going to do around that, around the world, drinking, whatever you're doing. It is a lot more walking than you think it is. And so have good shoes, but also know that you're going to be putting in some miles.
Yeah, it's big, right?
It is. It's ridiculously how big you're like, "Oh, that's not too far." And then you're walking around the world and you're like, "Yeah, I'm tired."
Yeah, it's big. And World Showcase is a lot of walking and dodging of food booths.
Mhm.
Yeah, good shoes are definitely important. I am partial to Crocs, so I know they're not for everyone, but the day I switched over to Crocs in Disney was one of the best days of my life. I don't have any feet problems anymore. So,
You and
Crocs in
my 6th
Nebraska, they're a
grader
lot
have,
alike.
like, a
Yeah.
lot in common right now.
Yeah.
yeah, I know a lot of people don't like them, and I was one of those people. I was like, there's no way Crocs are good shoes for Disney, and then you try them, and it changes your life.
Yeah, put them in sport mode, though. That's what my kids say, sport mode. In
Always in
fact,
sport mode.
one of my kids has the Mickey Mouse Crocs, and that's just how they do Disney now.
Nice. All right. Well, my first tip is to avoid the crowds for lunch. You want to get to the back of the park for lunchtime. So World Showcase opens at 11. I mean, kind of, sort of. It opens at various times now because of Frozen and Remy, but everything really in earnest opens at 11. Get all the way back to the back of World Showcase for your lunch, like at Regal Eagle or in Japan, like somewhere towards the back. You miss the crowds. A lot more peaceful lunch, and you're eating
Mhm.
on your own.
I love that.
Take some effort though. You kind of
Ends right at the peak lunchtime. Mobile checkout return times are 55 minutes. You can't eat what everyone else wants to eat. You gotta try and plan it out strategically.
get to the back, work your way forward. That's a good strategy. So there you go. All right, Alyssa, what's your second tip?
All right. Well, while we are on the topic of the World Showcase, this is a little merchandise specific tip. If you
Love it.
see some World Showcase, buy it. You don't want to be the parent that promised their kid they can get any Remy merchandise they want when they leave the park at Creations at the end of the night because they only sell Remy merchandise in France. And then you're going to come in, you're going to ask for it, and then your two options are have a devastated kid or you're running all the way back to France after you just spent the entire day in Epcot and walked around. So if you see it in the World Showcase, always buy it. I always recommend people just buy it anyway. You can return anything you bought in Disney to any Disney store. So I
Ooh,
always tell people just buy it if you think you might want it, and if you're not sure, you could always just return it after. It's always a safer bet to just buy it and not have regrets later. And then if you decide, oh, nope, I didn't actually want it, you can just return it after. But that's definitely a big one with Remy and with Frozen. A lot of dads are promising their daughters they'll get something Frozen, and we have a little bit over in Creations, but for the most part, it's going to be over in Norway in the World Showcase. So you don't want that to happen to you.
there was like three tips within that tip,
That
Derek. I
is the
don't.
best tip of the tip, though. I
Yeah,
mean, if you see it, buy it. The amount of regrets I have over, I don't know, 30, 40 years of going to Disney World where I didn't buy the thing at the thing and having to go back. Yes, you nailed it completely. Just if you see it, buy it.
right. There is a ton of stuff in the big gift shops, but the very specific things, especially
Yes.
Epcot, because they're trying to make the World Showcase the world, right? And
Hmm.
so that's an important one. Also, the returning it everywhere. I don't think we say that often or
No,
ever.
we don't.
Like anywhere. It's amazing. Back at your hotel gift shop. It's magical, really.
It is.
So, great tip. She's gonna win, Derek. If we're keeping
Absolutely.
score, we're already
Yes.
losing.
Yeah.
I'm like, get to the back of the park. That's it. Then she's like, you can return stuff anywhere. All right, Derek, what do you have that pales in comparison?
It does. Right by where Alyssa works is a little place called Club Cool. I love Club Cool. I feel like a lot of people pass Club Cool, but
Mm-hmm.
it is one of those things have become a staple in my family. It has to be done every single Disney trip. You go in, yeah, you might get some unique drinks from around the world. There's an amazing drink called the Beverly. Please try it. But
Oh
I think
yes.
this is just a great 10-minute stop that has become such an icon for my family. We record videos, we take pictures, and so many people overlook it. Please go to Club Cool. I almost view it as an attraction at this point because it's so much fun. We laugh, we cry some more because of some of the drinks. But yes, Club Cool is something that do not overlook. Please go do it.
Alyssa, do you frequent Club Cool since you work next door?
Fun fact, the Club Cool cast members are Creations cast members.
Oh,
Oh,
We are
wow.
trained. Club Cool is one of my favorite places to work. Please go to Club Cool. Please talk to the cast members in there. I absolutely love hearing what people have to say about the drinks, watching people try the Beverly for the first time. Last week, one of my favorite guest interactions I've ever had, some guy comes up to me and he says, "Have you ever had anyone try all the flavors at once?" And I said, "I'm sure people have done it, but I've never seen it." And this guy was so nervous. He didn't want to try anything. He said, "Oh, these don't smell good." I was egging him on the whole time, trying to get him to try them. This man came in the store, didn't want to try anything. By the time he left, he had a cup with every flavor in it. And he said, "Alyssa, I'm doing this for you because I want you to see someone drink every single flavor. So please come into Club Cool, have fun with it, talk to us. We love talking to people about it. I love everyone has a different reaction. It's a lot of fun. And
and
it's free. Disney
yeah,
and free. When
It's
do
free.
you?
That's the key.
free,
Yes, free.
free. Yeah, and the sticky shoes are an added bonus.
Oh, yeah. So they come in every night. Custodial comes in and cleans the floors, and we walk in the next morning and it's still sticky.
Love
It's
it.
amazing. Wow, that was a good one, Derek. And look at that. Like, good job, good
Oh,
job.
thank you, Doug. That's
Yeah.
so nice of
Mm-hmm.
you to
Mm-hmm.
say.
So my next one piggybacks off of my first one of head to the back for lunch. I also think if you're there and you can plan accordingly, try to take in the first Voices of Liberty because it will be the least crowded. The last one can get pretty crowded and you get a lot of like tired and cranky people as the day goes on. So you end up with some background noise, a crying baby. But the first one is like the diehard Voices of Liberty fans, which if you're listening to this, that's you. You may not know it, but that's you. So hit up the first Voices of Liberty or the second, a lot lower crowds. You can get a lot closer, get under the dome, less background noise. That's my tip.
I
I
probably
love it.
should know this as an Epcot employee, but I have never watched Voices of Liberty. I think I'm gonna have to take that tip from you and
Oh my gosh.
that next week.
Thank you for listening to Rope Drop Radio. This has been
This
Derek and
is,
Doug. It's I guess we gotta end it right here.
oh
I'm not
dear.
well versed in my Disney shows. I have not gotten to all of them yet.
It's the best attraction at Epcot. There you go. And longest running. I don't know. That might not be true, but they've been there since day one at Epcot anyway. So, all right. Now we'll move on to the person that has missed the best thing there. Have you been on the American Adventure attraction? Like you've gone to that show?
No.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all right.
Well,
You
Every
she's
probably
working.
should.
She can't go do the shows while she's working, Doug.
We've seen her in the parks not working, Derek.
the
Okay.
show times
No, she can-
not when I'm there.
Okay.
I walk up and if the show time's more than 15 minutes away, I'm not waiting for it. And I keep walking.
Then that probably matches when Voices of Liberty goes, by the way. Okay, anyway, what is your tip, Alyssa?
Okay, so I'm going to stay in the World Showcase and I'm going to talk about the KidCot activities that we have every country in the World Showcase. So these are free little activities for kids to do. Every country has a different activity and they call it a KidCot activity. So for the most part, they're in the stores that are within each pavilion. So just head on to the store. You'll see a little sign with a table that says KidCot. There's always a cast member next to it. I've never done the activities myself, but I have talked to many people that have done them and they have a lot of fun with them. And again, Disney and free. If you're getting something for free, you should definitely be taking advantage of it. So I think that's something nice, especially I feel like a lot of people stray away from Epcot when they have kids because they're like, oh, they don't want to be in the World Showcase. That's something to kind of keep them entertained in the World Showcase while maybe mom and dad are having something to eat, having a drink, keep the kids entertained. So that is my tip to take advantage of those free KidCot activities in every country.
The activity is the perfect length to drink the like small sample size from a food and wine booth. It's like they planned it.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. It was actually my next tip. I'm not gonna lie, I had on my list. Like KidCot, I love it. I have 3 kids. They have all done all the things and all the
Mhm.
pavilions. It is also, Doug, you're right. It is perfect for the adults to drink
Yeah.
while they do things. Yeah. You
We've
nailed it.
outgrown
Good
it.
job, Alyssa.
Yeah. So Derek, what is now your third tip?
I'm going to move on to nighttime. Epcot is still a really good nighttime park. Not only is the World Showcase, people mingling. It's lit really well. You also have Moana, which I think is really cool at night, and you also have Spaceship Earth. Of course, all the lights on the giant
Yes.
Epcot ball. Epcot at night has become one of my least favorite parks to one of my favorite parks in a very short amount of time. And I think it's something that you have to experience, not just fireworks. Like, yeah, you stay for the fireworks show, walk around, enjoy the ambiance, enjoy the little things. There's something truly magical about what Epcot's doing after hours. And I just love it. It's almost peaceful, inspiring, and it's just got a little hint of magic to it.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth being lit up is a game changer for that park.
Yep.
And now with more hall open, there's even more lights over there. So very beautiful at night.
Yes. There you go.
And
Nighttime, that was a
listen, you can
good
wave
one.
all the cast members who are like trying to leave for the night. They're like, I don't
They're like,
care. Get
leave,
out of here.
leave, go. I'm
Please
waving you
go.
goodbye.
Yes.
Yes. That was a good one, Derek. All right. I'm gonna go with my third one is to go in the outs. To go in the outs. So the exits to Imagination and the Seas with Nemo and Friends. You can also go in. So, say you don't want to ride the attraction, but you want to go to the aquarium or you want to go to Turtle Talk with Crush, you just go in the exit. You don't need to go on the ride. I actually prefer this method. Like, if you want to do Turtle Talk with Crush, there's a line for the ride. Don't go on the ride, just walk right in the exit. And same thing over at Imagination. You don't need to go on the ride to meet the characters after the ride. You just walk on in the exit. It's a beautiful thing.
I
I
love that.
definitely you talking about Nemo, but for me, Figment is a must. You have to ride it. Do not walk the Imagination Pavilion without riding Figment.
I mean,
There's a bathroom off to the side. That's fantastic.
yeah.
That's like a bonus tip. Yeah. Go over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to ride Figment? I love him and all, but the attraction's a shell of its former self, and it's sad. It makes me cry every time.
D23,
So,
I call it now. Quote me on it. They're going to
Inside
make an
Out
announcement about
coming.
it. I know they're going to just, I don't know if it's Inside Out. They're going to remodel it. It's going to be new. Quote me now. Great.
I think Inside Out made enough money. It's happening.
It did. Yeah. $1 billion.
Yeah. It's happening. It's happening.
Okay.
All right, Alyssa, what is your fourth tip for us?
Okay, so this tip is I know it is rope drop radio. Everyone listening to the show knows how to rope drop, but this is something that I like to do. So I don't always stay at Skyliner resorts, although I wish I could always stay at a Skyliner resort. I love them. There has been times I'm not at a Skyliner resort, and as a Remy aficionado, I really want to rope drop Remy. So what do? I wake up even earlier. I get my butt to Hollywood Studios even earlier in the morning. Instead of going to the Epcot rope drop, I hop on the Skyliner, and there you go. You can still rope drop Remy from International Gateway, even if you're not staying at a Skyliner resort. So I have done that a few times. It does require getting up very early because if you want a successful rope drop, you have to get there very early, and now you're
Mm-hmm.
getting there earlier because you're doing a whole transportation situation. But if Remy's very important to you, as he is to me, that is my tip. You should just go to Hollywood Studios instead and hop on the Skyliner.
That
That is
does
a
get you
really good
ahead,
tip. I
yeah.
really like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good tip. Just check what time the Skyliner opens.
Mm-hmm.
From
Track being down right now. I'm
mhm.
for me to rope drop on in Epcot unless I'm rope dropping Remy, and you need to be at the other entrance.
Yeah, that's a good
That's a good
tip.
one.
Speaking of test track being down, can we just get rid of the virtual queue at Guardians so people have something to rope drop? Can we? Like, what are we
Nope,
doing,
not
Disney
going to happen
execs?
anytime soon.
Okay, I thought I'd ask. I just
No,
thought I'd
it's
ask.
good. Good try.
I'm a big person. I love virtual queues. I know it's unpopular, but I like them.
Disney
Okay,
loves them too. We can tell.
yeah. Okay, fine. All right, Derek, what's your fourth tip?
Festivals. And I'm not just saying go to the festivals, but every
Low key,
festival.
Derek.
I know,
There's
low key.
festivals. There's
Yeah.
billboards
No,
that say this tip. Festivals. I'm
every
sorry, I'm just giving you
festival
crap.
has something unique about it and
Mhm.
things that you don't even know about. Like go within the showcase, you can find a different artists and different things happening. And what I love about the festivals is all the stuff that they don't really push and promote, whether it be like a unique food item or going to eat to the beat and being able to hear the different music playing.
Mhm.
Like festivals not just about eating and drinking around the world. We love doing that, of course, but there's so much more. And I think Epcot's done a really good job about providing everyone some bonus type of things that you can discover. I feel like every time I go to a festival, I find some little hidden Disney magic somewhere within a different pavilion that I'm like, oh, I'm glad I went here. Like Festival of the Art, we have art on our wall right now that we would have never found, never bought, that was from a local artist at Disney World.
Okay, I'll give you festivals.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I like when they use the Millennial building, the building between Canada and the United Kingdom. Like when they open that up and they have several different stations in there. I enjoy that when they do that at a festival because it's a great way to get out of the heat. I don't know if they did that last year, but hopefully in the upcoming Food and Wine Festival, it'll
I'm
be a
excited
thing.
to see what the communal hall space for the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed
Hey,
to be
there's a
the
giant gold building that maybe someday they'll do something with festival. I have no idea. That'd be a great tip, though.
Oh, Derek.
I
All right,
know.
it's my turn. Number 4, right?
Yep.
Okay. The best gift shop on property is located in Epcot. And I say this as someone that's like, I'm not necessarily shopping, but the people I'm waiting on are shopping. And that is Mouse Gears, formerly known as Mouse Gears, now Connections, Creations,
Creations. Wow, Doug. Oh,
Creations.
connections is connecting us through what we eat because every culture has to eat,
Mm,
even though we do it differently. So we're all connected based on food.
okay.
And in creations, you're creating tangible memories.
I love it. How did you not know that, Doug?
I because I call it Mouse Gears still.
You still do.
So
Yes.
I do.
Card statement, it does, at least for me anyway, it does still say mouse gears on it, and I shed a little tear every time.
So yeah, it's got, even though a tip earlier was that it does not have everything, it has all the things that a generalized store can have. I like it better than the Emporium just because it's not as crazy. The Emporium is like uncomfortable to be in at certain times. There's never a parade that goes 10 feet outside the door of this gift shop, so that helps. There's never like fireworks where people are standing packed shoulder to shoulder to shoulder right outside this gift shop either. So that stuff's removed a little bit. So I think that helps. That there's never those painful, like, I just want out of here moments. At least when I'm in it, it's never painful. And that makes it the best one for me. It's got a lot of stuff. I've bought
I love it.
way too many things.
I think it's
Oh,
pretty cool.
yeah.
Emporium, we're a little bit smaller, but it's kind of weird to look at because the Emporium is so many different room after room,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Creations is one big square. So we do fit. We have a lot of merchandise in there, and you're right, it is a lot easier to navigate than the Emporium, and for the most part, we have the same stuff that they do.
And Hollywood Studios doesn't even come in the conversation, notice. Their shop's way smaller. Animal Kingdom shops are huge. There's 2 different ones, so that's a little like you got it's separated. If those were put together, then that would be a lot of retail space, but they're cut in half. So there you
I
go.
don't
I
like the
like
Emporium.
Epcot.
Emporium's too many people are in there. No, it's
So keep moving, kids. Let's get
yes.
out of here. We're using this as a hallway. It's raining out. That's the Emporium for me. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Alyssa, following that lovely one, what do you have for your 5th and final low-key tip?
Alrighty, so we are back in the World Showcase. This is another low-key tip for those with kids, and I'm going to go with the DuckTales Adventure activity.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
it's a separate app. It's the Play in the
Mm,
Parks app.
Play Disney.
Play
Play
Disney.
Disney.
I mix the words up. The Play Disney app, you don't even need to have kids to do it. I have played it before and it is a lot of fun. So every country has its own little activities that you do, and if you do everything right, there are some, I don't want to give too much away, but there's some things in the pavilion that will actually interact with you. So it's very fun, and I personally love DuckTales, so that's an added bonus. It's a very fun activity to do, especially in the World Showcase. If you have younger kids and they're like, "There's nothing for me to do here." Yes, there is. We're going to do this activity. It's a lot of fun.
I am so
Nice.
glad you said that. Yes, all the way around. I love DuckTales. Love what they're doing. Perfect. It was on my list, so you took it off for me.
Still sad it's not Agent P.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome
Well,
back
I'm
10 years
big.
ago. I have no idea.
Hey, it's when my kids were little. Now they're old. It's
Kim Possible
nostalgia for
called and
someone.
she wants her show back.
No, that predates me. That
Yep.
predates me.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
Agent P era. All right, Derek, what do you got?
Friendship boat. Taking a boat from across the pond to Morocco. There's something magical about getting off your feet. Yes, they provide free transportation. And you know what? I love it. It's a little mini ride in itself across the way, making it easier. I've done it many times and it's simple and I love it. And thank you, Epcot, for providing it. And it is a low key, nice little treat.
Yeah, that's a good one. Taking the old
Take the boat.
friendship boat.
Yep.
Take the boat. Yeah. Um, I haven't done that forever and a day. It's been a long
You
time
should. We should do it
since I've
together,
taken a
Doug.
boat. Okay, it is a friendship boat
We are
after all.
friends. Might as well.
Yeah, we should. Mhm. Yes, we'll take the friendship boat next time.
The amount of times I've taken my kids, like one kid was like, I want to do this attraction. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to meet you across the way. I'll take the kids on this. Perfect. It's great with
Okay.
toddlers.
All right. Alyssa, do you ever take the friendship boat?
I have taken it a few times. The World Showcase is one of my favorite places to be, so I like to walk the entire thing. But I have had times where I absolutely cannot make it all the way to the other side, and I'm like, "Yep, I'm taking this. We're gonna sit down, feel the breeze."
There you go. And that was number 5 for Derek.
Yep.
All right. So number 5 for me, so last low-key tip, is the cultural exhibits throughout World Showcase. They're not even all listed on the map as I look at a map. So like there's like the history of anime in Japan, which is very cool. There's a whole exhibit about Shanghai Disney in China. That's also very interesting about the construction of that park. And you have like a church in Norway that has an exhibit in it. It's air conditioned, by the way. That's a very important thing this time of year. So you can get some culture, and if you're taking your kids out of school, it's great to take pictures of your kids standing in front of like a museum exhibit, even if it's just for a second they didn't read anything, but then you send that to their teachers.
I love that.
Maybe not the anime one, but definitely like the Norway one is a good one to like
I had
shoot
never done
back.
the Norway one until I was with you a few weeks ago. Doug.
Oh, it's just a place to kind of, if you're
Yeah.
waiting for your lightning lane
Different
multi-pass
Loki
to be
than I
available.
thought Loki was. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what this show is supposed to be all about, the different Loki variants.
Yep.
I have an alligator Loki ears right back there behind me, so yeah, that's what it was about. All right, that's our Loki for the day of Epcot. Any little quick bonus ones that we just didn't make your top 5 that we want to give a shout out to, guys?
Yeah, so I have one. I didn't add in the top 5 because this is annual pass holder specific.
Ooh.
Share it. So this is not 100% true. It's just something that us cast members have noticed is the trend. A lot of annual pass holders get disappointed when they are not able to get their annual pass holder magnets because they are out of state and they can't always make it. So my little tip is that the Epcot magnet distribution is typically going to be at the end of an Epcot festival. So it's never going to line up with the beginning of the festival because Creations is the shop that does the magnets. And I don't know if you've ever been there for the first day of a festival, but there is a line wrapped around the store to get in to look at the festival merchandise. So
Well, we gotta sell our eBay stuff.
yeah,
So.
Yep.
it's impossible to host both of those at the same time. They would just never do it. So I have noticed that it trends to be toward the end of a festival and then take up some of the gap in between festivals. So for those pass holders that say, "Oh, I can never line it up right," I know it's exciting to be there for the beginning of the festival, but if the magnet is very important to you, at least what the trend has been, those two are never going to line up for you. So again, that's not anything official. It's not something that is 100%, but I have just noticed as an annual pass holder myself, even that it typically is at the end of the festival, and that does make logistical sense. So, just if you really want your magnet, don't plan for the beginning of a festival.
All right.
No, I've rope dropped the magnet multiple times. In fact,
We
Derek
did.
has 100% AP magnets on my back door, and I am proud of that. I have a weird magnet obsession. I have found other people online to trade with, and so yes, I am an AP magnet fanatic.
That is Derek. Any
Yes.
low-key tips that didn't make the cut, Derek?
Actually, no. I'm glad you said DuckTales. Like that was the one that I was
Okay.
like, oh, but so yeah, you got them all.
My only one that didn't make the cut was that the best non-Disney merchandise gift shop is located in Epcot because there's lots of non-Disney ones in the World Showcase. Each country kind of has some very non-Disney stuff, but the best one is back in Japan.
It's a good one.
Michisoka Kasha. I don't know how to say.
We've gotten
butchered
my
that.
son who's
Yeah.
obsessed with Yoshi, a Yoshi egg there, and we got my other son who's obsessed with Pikachu, a Pikachu there. So yes, I get it.
Yeah, it's a great shop. And so like you're not going to Universal, you get your Nintendo fix.
Love it.
Yeah,
Right?
about that a few weeks ago when I was in the store and I was looking at the Mario stuffed animals and I said, I wonder if these are still going to be here when Epic Universe opens.
Sure they will be because
Yep.
they're not the ones stocking it, right? It's third party all the way. Derek, I think it's
Time for the
For
lightning round.
multi-pass. I think we have to say that now contractually every time.
I guess so.
The
Soon, in
lightning
about a
round
week.
multi-pass. Yeah, it's coming up. So, all right, Alyssa, lightning round time. This is where we give you your character, movie, that sort of stuff. You can answer with your favorite Disney, Pixar, Marvels, Fox, Star Wars,
Not Fox.
whatever under the Disney. Okay, not Fox, according to Derek. Anything under the Disney umbrella. Are you ready?
I am ready, but I would like to preface my lightning round by telling everyone that the answer to all of these questions could be Remy or Ratatouille or the Ratatouille.
I knew that was coming.
And so to spice things up and have an interesting lightning round, I'm not going to say that, but I want everyone to know in the back of their mind that Remy is my favorite.
So Remy is the answer to everything.
Yep. Favorite resort, Remy. Got it.
Yes, done. Okay. Second options today. We're going with the second favorite. All right. What is your second favorite movie?
My second favorite movie is going to be Coco. That plot twist, I never saw it coming. I'm still shocked to this day. I don't think I've ever gotten over it.
Okay. All right. Very good. Second favorite character.
I'm going to have to go with Marie. I love her. She's a sassy queen, and I'm a cat girl to begin with, so.
From Aristocats, just to clarify for everybody, which Marie, not the one bringing the baguettes from Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
Okay. Deep cut. All right. Anyway, second favorite, or this might be favorite villain.
Yeah, so for favorite villain, I went with Hans from Frozen. I
Mm.
specifically went with Hans because if you listen to Love is an Open Door, when he's singing with Anna, the way that he alternates saying the words, he never actually tells her he feels these things about her. He always has her saying the words. Like she says I and me. He never says like they're meant to be together. He avoids saying that. He always makes sure she says those prompting words. So I think it's the ultimate villain song, and he's the ultimate villain.
Yes, but people sing it as a love song and they don't get it that it's actually not. Okay. Yes, deep thoughts there. That's a good one. That's a good. We don't hear Hans very often, do we, Derek?
No.
No. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. All right. Second favorite song, or is this favorite song?
This is favorite song.
Okay.
For this, I went with Some Things Never Change from Frozen 2. I love that song. I listen to it all the time.
Good song.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's No Love is an Open Door, but all right. And then favorite park.
I know this is going to come as a shock to everyone, but I'm going to have to go with Epcot on this one.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried there for a second.
Before I was an Epcot cast member, so I was very blessed to get placed into my favorite park.
All right. Favorite classic attraction. You define classic.
My favorite classic attraction is Haunted Mansion. I love the mansion, even with the updates and the Hatbox Ghost. I know there's some controversy, but it's still my favorite.
I have issues.
Derek has issues. I just wish we'd spread the love.
Yep.
Love some other attractions. That's all I care about. All right. Favorite modern attraction. You define modern.
Yeah, my favorite modern attraction, because I can't pick Remy, is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Still in Epcot. There you go.
Yep. All right. All right. Favorite resort.
Polly, hands down.
Okay. That's hard to beat. Yeah. All right. Favorite counter service restaurant.
I feel like this one might be unpopular, but I'm going to go with Pecos Bill.
We can
Interesting.
squint and get no, we can't squint, can we, Derek?
I love tacos.
I mean, we eat there a lot.
Yeah, I do eat there a lot.
Their food's all the shades of yellow.
I feel like you need to
right.
walk around Epcot and try some table service or quick service.
Have you been to
Sunshine
yeah,
Seasons, Connections? I can name a few.
Regal Eagle Barbecue?
Oh, Regal Eagle.
Regal Eagle mac and cheese. I do like their mac and cheese. But my connections is I am from Connecticut, and Connecticut, if you did not know, is just declared the pizza capital of the country. And so now that I moved from Connecticut to Orlando, I have to go to Connections and pretend like it's good pizza. And it's very
I have a lot of questions about that statement.
Who declared Connecticut
I've been to
the
New
pizza
York,
capital?
Chicago, Detroit. There's been some other places that have good pizza.
Like
Connecticut.
I mean, Nebraska could declare Nebraska the pizza capital.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean we are. Oh, okay. We're just gonna move on from that.
Yep. Table service, Doug.
Favorite table service.
My favorite table service is Ohana. Always, I can't live.
Oh, yay!
Okay,
and we're back.
Redeemed. We're yes. All right, and then a favorite Disney snack.
I have two for this one. The first thing that comes to my mind is a Mickey pretzel, but I don't really know why it's a Mickey pretzel, because every time I get one and I eat one and I'm done eating it, I'm like, that wasn't as good as I remember it. And then a few months go by and I do the same thing.
I have the same thing. 100%.
Yeah,
yes, we are the same. Yep.
So my real favorite is going to have to be the make your own popcorn over in the confectionery. And I think I have the recipe down perfectly. So if anyone wants to try it, I do the regular popcorn with milk chocolate sauce, peanut M&Ms, pretzels, and sour Skittles.
Ooh, that's weird at the end. You
The
had it, and then you lost me.
It adds the sweetness, salty and sweet. You have to try it.
And then sour? Okay.
Yeah, this all the yep.
Let's do a bunch of good things and then there's sour Skittles in there. That's what I heard.
Yeah, you had me at chocolate and pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Favorite Disney drink?
I also did two for this one. I did alcoholic and non-alcoholic. So for the non-alcoholic, I'm going to go with the jungle juice that you can get over at Tusker House.
I'll give you that. That's a good one.
And then for my favorite alcoholic drink, it's going to be the spiky pineapple over at Trader Sam's, because it's just an alcoholic Dole Whip, and what's not to love?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are two good choices. Yep.
Yeah.
I had like 9 glasses of jungle juice when we were there, Doug. It was concerning.
You were hydrated.
That was
I
good.
went to the pitcher at your table.
He should have.
Oh, I told him. I actually told him. I said I don't want my glass empty, and so he had two going back and forth.
Yeah, it was a thing. You had mine. So, all right, Disney bucket list item.
My bucket list item is Disneyland Paris.
You know,
Good one.
Remy's the same here as it is there. Just
Identical.
throwing that out there.
But you get the restaurant.
But the
Okay.
the Remy merchandise in Paris, you can't beat it. I was talking between that and Tokyo, but I was a history major in college, so I also love to travel because I love looking at the history of different places. And I do love Japanese history as well, but Paris is just a bucket list item for me in general for that history aspect. So adding Disney into that just makes it even more exciting.
I love it. It's
And
good.
that
Well,
concludes
the lightning round.
multi-pass.
There. Alyssa, thank you so much for being on the show. Why don't you take a second and tell the rope droppers where they can find you, and if they're in the parks, where they can find you?
Yeah, so if you guys are in the parks, come say hi to me again over at Creations in Epcot, the big store at the front. I'm always happy to help with any of your merchandise questions. Like I said, I love to buy Disney merchandise, so I try and stay on top of that and know where all the new stuff is, even if it's not in our store, direct you in the right place. I'm not really on social media much. If you are a Swiftie and you want to add me on TikTok and watch some Disney Swiftie content, you can find me at Alyssa Sabella. We'll spell that in the show notes, hopefully.
Yep, we can do that.
Yeah, so if you are a Swiftie, I'm a big Swiftie, so it's more Swiftie content than Disney, but a little bit of both in there.
The Venn diagram of Swifties and Disney junkies overlap quite a bit.
I think so.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for being on the show. And yes, we'll put those in the show notes. In fact, one of my favorite memories is when I surprised you at work with my son, Declan. Right before we went on the Star Cruiser, we went over to Epcot. And so that was fun. So if you see Alyssa, take a selfie, tag Rope Drop Radio. Why not? And yeah, you might see some really cool merch and she'll tell you where all the good stuff is, right?
Yeah, always.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And if you want to book that trip to Epcot or any Disney park or Disney cruise, you're going to have to go to Touring and Cruises. They're in the show notes. Those amazing travel agents will help you have a magical vacation, and you deserve a vacation. So please definitely hit them up, and then be sure to follow us at Rope Drop Radio on all the things, and leave a review. Help us offset that terrible 1 or 2 star, whatever it was, Doug. We need some more reviews for sure. And then if you want to be like Alyssa, support the show on Patreon. We're going to go in depth a little bit more on cast members, and I can't wait to hear about that. So that will be in this week's after show, but that is all the time that we have. So for Alyssa and Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.